One day, he went to see an expert in family history, Mrs. Lai. "I want you to find out everything about my family," he said. "Where do we come from? Who was the first Wu? Were there any famous people in the family? Do I have any rich relatives?" "Okay," Mrs. Lai said, "but it will cost you $2,000. "Oh, hello, Peter. What do you want?" said Mary. "Can I speak to Johnny?" "No," said Mary. "You can speak to him now. He's busy. He's getting ready." There was once a farmer who lived near a road. It was not a busy road, but from time to time, cars passed the farm. Near the farm gate, there was a large hole in the road. This hole was always full of water, and the drivers of the cars could not see how deep the hole was. They thought it was probably shallow. Then, when they drove into the hole, they could not drive out because it was so deep. The farmer did not spend much time working on his farm. He spent an old woman lived alone in her house because her husband was dead. She fell down the stairs and hurt her left leg very badly. She telephoned her sister, and her sister came to her house and took her to the doctor in her car. The doctor cleaned the leg and he bandaged it. After that, he said to the old woman, "Now, Mrs. Grace, this leg is going to be better." He is one of the oldest in the country. He often told people it has a long history. One day, he went to see an expert in family history, Mrs. Lai. "I want you to find out everything about my family." "Am I in Paris?" "No," said Kathy. "If I'm not in Hong Kong and I'm not in Paris," Polly said, "then I must be somewhere else, right?" "Right," said Kathy. "You must be
collecting money for church charity. The money she collected was going to be given to poor children who had no parents to take care of them. She knocked on the door and asked for money. "Good morning! I'm collecting for a church charity. Please give generously. We need $5,000. Then she held up a collecting box. Most people put a few coins in the box. An artist lived in one of the apartments. He opened the door to her. "Good morning," she said. "I'm collecting for a church charity. Please give generously. We need $5,000. The artist thought for a minute and said, "I don't have any money, but I'll give you a painting. It was $400. The woman thanked the artist and took the painting away. A week later, the woman called him again. "Oh, I'm sorry to trouble you again, but we still need more money. I need another $100. Can you help?" "Of course," the artist said. "I'll increase the value of my painting to $500.
It's near a road. It was not a busy road, but from time to time, cars passed the farm. Near the farm gate, there was a large hole in the road. This hole was always full of water, and the driver of the car could not see how deep the hole was. They thought it was probably shallow. Then, when they drove into the hole, they could not drive out because it was so deep. The farmer did not spend much time working on his farm. He spent most of it watching the hole. When a car drove into it, he pulled the car out with his tractor and charged the driver a lot of money for doing this. One day, the driver of a car said to him, "You must make a lot of money pulling cars out of the hole night and day." "Oh no," the farmer said. "I don't pull cars out of the..." How much they loved her and wanted to marry her. Jenny kept all these letters. She tied them up with a red ribbon and put them away in an old box. She never looked at them as she was happily married. However, they were a part of her life and she did not want to throw them away. Jenny had a daughter, Sue was 6. One day, Jenny had to leave Sue alone for half an hour. Now be the good girl, she said. Play quietly. If you need anything, go to the lady next door. When she returned home, she asked Sue, have you been a good girl? Oh yes, Mommy, Sue said. What did you do while I was out? Jenny asked her. I played mailman, Sue told her. How could you play mailman, darling? Jenny asked. You didn't have any letters. Oh yes, I did, Mommy, Sue said. I found some in an old box upstairs. They were tied up with a red ribbon. I put one in every mailbox in the street. Wasn't I a good girl?